Hi everyone, this is a voiceover. I realized after doing my Facebook Live on Tuesday, October 29th, that I did not have sound. So the video was still recorded, but no sound. So I'm going to voice over this. This is the first time doing it, so so I apologize if this is bad. I wanted to keep me on here because look what I'm showing you. That's my cute little dog. He's a dachshund. His name is Gus. He's 2 years old, and he was in my room, which he usually isn't. But since he was sitting there, I thought I would share him with all of y'all. He's a good dog. So that's him, and he looks so confused, like, what are you doing? So that's Gus. Okay, so what we're doing is we're doing a technique that uses crayons. I had done this several years ago. I saw a demonstrator do it. I'm sorry, I can't remember her name, but I saw it. I was like, oh, I remember doing that. And I just got all caught up in it. I made a million different cards. Here's the one that we're not going to make it exactly like this. We're going to just do it almost like that, just in different colors. It uses some of the cards and envelopes that are in the mini catalog. I'll have links to all that, but we're going to do it in two different colors. These cards and envelopes are a little bit different size than your standard cards. They are actually 4¼ by 6¼ So usually, the standard size is 4¼ by 5½. So it's a little bit bigger. And I'm going to show you here. It's compared to that card, which is a standard size card. It's just that one section that's a little bigger. So you could take those cards and cut off that amount if you want them to be standard size. But they do come with envelopes. And I think they're great to be a little bit bigger. It's a little different. Okay, we're going to get started. What I start with is I'm going to show you several different tools that I have that I've gotten from Amazon, which I'm an affiliate with Amazon, so that I can show you how we do all this. First here, I'm showing you the gold dipped mix and match cards and envelopes. They come in 3 different colors. They're all together. They come garden green, cherry cobbler, and night of navy. And the card that I already made was night of navy. You can see here night of navy and cherry cobbler are cards that fold in half, so they're more of a portrait size. The garden green is a little different. It's more of a landscape where the score mark is. You could do it, the other way too, but to get that same kind of look where the color and the gold is on the bottom. So the garden green is landscape and the other two are portrait. Here's the envelopes. The envelopes are just as pretty as the card bases, and it's great because they are a bigger size, so they provide the envelopes because, our envelopes are all for the standard size and some smaller ones. Okay, so here's our card bases, the cherry cobbler and garden green. The cherry cobbler is going to be very similar to this one, the one I've already made, because the garden green obviously is landscape. What I did was I looked through all my dies to find a big die that I could put on the front of the card, and countryside was perfect. I used the biggest one because it fits perfectly on there. And I've already die cut those in the garden green and cherry cobbler. So obviously the garden green is landscape, and I just haven't decided yet how I'm going to put everything on there. We're using all the same stuff, but we'll figure that out as we go along. Okay, so what I did was I started looking at crayons, and I found glitter crayons. As when my kids were little in elementary school, we had to buy crayons all the time for school, but since I have all boys, I never used glitter crayons. So I found these and I was so excited for them. And they are really pretty. They are very, very glittery. Okay, so what I did after I got the crayons, I found that they fit perfectly in the stamp cases that Stampin' Up! Sells. So they got tons of colors in there. You can see the ones that I've already used. I have tons of cards that I'm going to show you at the end of the video. But after I used the glitter ones, when I was looking at these, I was like, that's gold and it's metallic. So I looked and they have metallic crayons too. So I got the crayons, I think I got one from Amazon and I got one from Walmart. And so I put the metallic ones in a different stamp case like that. And so that's what we're using today, is we're using the gold one. You can see how much I've already used of it. But those are so pretty. I mean, there's colors, there's silver, there's all that, but we're just going to use the gold for these cards. Okay, so you need to peel away the paper from your crayons. You don't want to grate that part too. So I'm just clear off my area here and we're going to get started on that. What you're going to need is you're going to need parchment paper, which parchment paper you have in your kitchen. I found this parchment paper, I found it at Walmart, and I just liked it so much better. These are just flat sheets. They're 9 by 13. The parchment paper we have like in our kitchen is a roll, and it's really hard to get that to lay flat. So I found that these are much, much better. Okay, I'm going to move this over the countryside die cut on top of the parchment paper. And what we're going to use is we're going to use a grater. Now this is a grater that I got off of Amazon and I really, really like it. You can get a grater anywhere. You can get it at a dollar store, you can get it at Walmart, you can get it at Target, you can get it at Publix or whatever grocery store you have. But I got this one and I really like it. I love that it has a cover for it and it has a brush that you can brush out what's in there. So this is the one that I like. So there's the link to it. But it makes it easy to use. Okay, so we're just going to take off the cover and look with my crayon. I think I need to take a little more paper off of it. You just don't want to have paper when you're grading. It's not going to have the same effect as the gold crayon. So just peel a little bit off of it. And oh, there's my nails. I'm doing Christmas cards with Halloween nails that are purple, black, and orange. Doesn't really go with these cards, but this video was made 2 days before Halloween, so there we go. Okay, so there's the grater, and then this is all you do. You just rub that crayon on it. You're not going to be able to see it real well. I'm going to pick it up in a minute so you can see what it looks like on there. Not doing a whole lot on this card. On this, you could do more crayon to have more dots and all that, but for this one I just wanted just a few gold dots on there. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is for the crayon that's not on top of the die cut, I'm just going to dump it into a bowl. I don't really want to waste that gold crayon since I've already used so much of it, and I don't think you can buy it individually. You maybe could, like on Amazon or something, but it might be, you know, 50 bucks or something. All right, so I'm going to move that back onto my parchment paper, and now I'm going to heat up my cute little iron. I got this on Amazon too, and I really, really like it. There's the link to it there. I'll have the link in the comments on YouTube and everything for all this stuff. But it comes with a little base that you can put it in. It's tiny. It is, I really, really like it. And it only takes a couple minutes to heat up. So you just turn it on and wait for it to heat up. It has 3 levels. I'm using the lowest level for this stuff. It actually beeps when it's ready to go, but you can't hear that because there is no sound on this video. But so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do the garden green right next to the cherry cobbler we just did. I mean, it's all the same color. The garden green, it's harder to see the gold flecks on there. It's easier to see on the cherry cobbler than it is the garden green, but it is there. I'm just going to I could maybe use my little bowl and dump some more on there. Sometimes you just tap on that because there's some that's stuck in there. You just tap on that and more will come out of there. All right, so I'm just taking the grater over to a little bowl and using my brush just to get some of that into, you can see how much is in there. Just don't want to waste all that color. So just using that brush, just dump some into that bowl. Okay, I'm gonna move the die cuts again and just dump the extra crayon that's on the parchment paper. When you're heating it and if there's more on the paper and it's so light it can jump onto your die cut, and when you're heating it some of it, then you might end up with more color on your die cut than you want. So I just dump that into the bowl. So move these back over, and I'm just looking at the green. It feels like it needs a little more. So there I'm using what's in the bowl and my fingers and just dumping some more on there. It's hard to see. Okay, so we're still waiting for the iron to heat up, and I just wanted to show you that the grater, it's hard to see in this, but there is some crayon that gets stuck on the grater that you can't get off with a brush. But I had found the night before a way to get that off of there. It can go in the dishwasher, but I'll show you how I did it in a few minutes. Okay, we're going to do some more gold too. Here's the card real up close. You can see it on the die cut, but I also put some on the card base. We'll do that in a minute. Okay, the iron is ready. So we're going to put another piece of parchment paper on top. My iron is flat on the bottom, and you just roll it over there just for a few seconds. Like I said, it's on the lowest heating, and the crayon melts fast. So there you go. You can't really see it, but yeah, that one probably needs a little more. The red one, the cherry cobbler, that looks really good. I don't know why, but the gold just doesn't really show up on the green as much. Okay, we're going to get our card bases, because like I showed you on the blue one, on the 1981, we're going to put some gold up there in the white part of the card bases too. Okay, I've got a piece of cardboard here. Just going to cover up the colored part down at the bottom, although it doesn't really matter if you got a little more gold on there, but I just wanted it up on the white. So doing the same thing, just putting some on the top, and then go ahead, since the iron's already on, parchment paper on top, roll that over. Look at that, isn't that cool? All right, let's do the green one. Same thing, cardboard on the bottom, cover up the colored part. I'm gonna do some of this that's in the bowl. Maybe, yeah, just dump some on there from the bowl. Okay, get the parchment paper back on there. And use the iron again. And there you go. Pretty cool. Okay, so there we got our die cuts, and that green one, I just feel like it needs a little more, and since I've got all the supplies sitting out still, I'm going to go ahead and put some from the bowl back on that green countryside die cut, garden green. Just do a little more on there, and a little more with the crayon. Just feel like it needs to stand out a little more. Okay, parchment paper, iron. It's all pretty easy. That iron's the best. Okay, there you go. A little better. Okay, so I'm flipping over the parchment paper because we're going to do something a little different. I'm going to show you another technique. For the iron, you don't want the iron to run over the crayon directly because it'll get stuck to the bottom. Okay, so we've got that part done. Like I said, I'm going to show you something different, but we need to clean this off first. So I told you it can go in the dishwasher, but obviously if you're in your room and you're going to use it for lots of different things, use the brush. You know, that gets off most of it, but then some of it still gets stuck to it. So I found a really quick and easy way to clean it when it's got crayons stuck to it. So I just try to get as much off of that as I can. Okay, and I want to dump off, you know, any that's stuck to the parchment paper because I'm going to use different colors for the next technique I'm going to show you for the crayons. I don't want the gold in there. So I'm just taking it over my trash can, obviously, and just dumping it out. So get them cleaned off. And now we're going to clean this. All right, so I'm getting my heat gun and I've got a microfiber towel that I've got here. So I just take my heat gun and I turn it on and put it, you know, heat up the grater because you're gonna, what it's basically doing is melting the crayon. You don't have the crayons melt really easily. So do that. And then I was having a hard time turning off my heat thing. And then I just take the microfiber towel and run it down. And see, it just rubs it right off. Once it's melted, then it's all clean. And obviously it's just like the parchment paper. If your parchment paper is still usable, because if it has too much on there, it's not. But for the grater, you don't want the gold in there either. Okay, so for this technique, I'm going to use the glitter crayons instead of the metallic ones. Lots of options there. I'm going to pick more than one. Obviously for this project that we're doing, I have one color, but you can use lots of colors. Here's a piece of basic white, 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. And I think for the colors, I've got that one, which is Night Sky. And then here's one that's like a silver. Yeah, we'll use that one. It's like Silver Sparks. And haven't used that one yet. So we'll use those two. Here's the white, the glitter white. I used that on a Halloween card that was on black paper. That's what's great about some of these is you don't have to use it on white. You can use it on black or any other dark color. Really for any of the colors. I mean, for some of them that are light and stuff, they wouldn't show up on some stuff, but they're really great. Okay, so I'm going to get out my little tool here. This tool is under my must-haves for crafting. I love this thing. It's I use it for so many things. Here I'm going to use it to tear down the paper so I can tear it off. I use it for opening paper. I use it for all kinds of stuff. It's not expensive, and I have like 2 of them. I use them all the time. All right, so we're going to start. We're going to use the Night Sky and the Silver Sparks. Same thing as we did before, this time on a piece of paper. All right, here's, so now I'm doing the Silver Sparks. All right, there we go, got that on there. Didn't use a whole lot. So what I'm bringing in now is another piece of basic white, the same size, 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. You lay it right on top, like that. Take your parchment paper, stick it on top, and then take your iron, just like before. Okay, and then, ta-da! You get 2 cards, you know, pieces like that. I could have done that with the countryside dies with the red and the green. I could have just done it once and laid them on top of each other and done it that way. So there's 2 different ways to do it. There's to do it parchment paper, paper, parchment paper, which is how I did the countryside dies, or this way, parchment paper, 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 parchment paper. So some really cool different ways to use crayons. Okay, I'm just going to fold up this parchment paper and throw it away. Lots of crayon on it, so I got 223 more of them in that box of parchment paper. Okay, so for back to this card, we are using several different dies. Um, Obviously the countryside for that. This is the decorative trees. It's in the mini catalog. Um, right there. Really cute. I mean, some really cute cards they share with it that they show in there, but we're just using the dies for that. And then for the Christmas, that is the Peaceful Season. We're using a stamp from it, and we're using the dies. The Mary that's on the top is the stamp, and then one of the dies, and the Christmas is two dies. All right, we're going to do the green. We're going to do the red first because it's the same. But it should be pretty easy for the green. It's just going to look different. We'll see what it looks like. I already die cut the Christmas. There's two different Christmases. So for this card, I did the gold vellum in the back and then Knight of Navy on top. So I've already done the gold vellum. This gold vellum is an online product, and it's really pretty. There's 3 different patterns. There's 2 sheets of each. I've used it for a couple of other things that I haven't shared yet, including another advent calendar that I cannot wait to do the video. It will not be live because it's going to take forever. But yeah, so the gold vellum, it's really pretty. And that's what I used for the Christmas. And I'm also going to use it for the top of the tree. For the back of the tree, I used that die, and I did one in cherry cobbler and one in garden green. So we got that already done. Now we need to just figure out which one we're going to put on top. So for this one, I used the polka dot one, and I want to do 2 different ones for these cards. I love the plaid one, so we'll do the plaid. And then for the other one, well, I think I'll do that one. There's snowflakes. Snowflakes would have looked better on the blue, but we'll do that one for one of them. We'll decide which one goes on which one. Get my die cut machine, and then and also this is for the Christmas that goes on top. One in garden green, one in cherry cobbler. I have that on adhesive sheets. Okay, bringing over my die cut machine. I think I'll start with the trees. Let's start with the adhesive sheet cardstock for the Christmas die. Got to do it one at a time because there's only one Christmas die. And again, these are on adhesive sheets. And so this green one, there's a ton on there. So just, I like to save as much as I can. So I'm not, I'm not going to put it right in the middle, so I lose so much paper that's already on adhesive sheets. With this die, there is the dot for the eye that is die cut too, and it's small, so you just want to make sure that you've got it and you put it somewhere safe until you're ready to glue it down. Yeah, see, it's right there. So you want to make sure that that's, you know where it is. It's so small it can get lost so easily. Okay, just putting it off to the side. Make sure I don't lose that dot to the eye. And then we're going to do the cherry cobbler. You can see it's teeny tiny. All right. Cherry cobbler, it's just a real small piece, so I don't have to just make sure it's on there, it doesn't come off of it. Yeah, I gotta turn my machine around. I don't like it when the handle is on the wrong side. Okay. And again, got to be careful with the eye dot. It's very thin this Christmas, so it's, for the other card, I didn't use adhesive sheets. I just put glue on it and glued it down. But the adhesive sheets are great for that. Okay, now we're going to do the trees, the tree tops, and we're going to use that gold vellum. I'm going to tell you, because obviously this voiceover is after I did this video, I make a mistake in this part, but I was going to take it out, but I want to share it with you because I don't want you to do it too. So we got the plaid and the stripes and dots. And a lot of times when you have like intricate dies like that, you run it through a couple times. You don't really have to. The Stampin' Up! Die cut machine is really good, but I still like to do it. And evidently right here, I do it too many times. And you'll see in a minute what I mean. So I ran it through 3 times. So the plaid one was fine, but that one completely came apart because the lines are so small and so thin on that, and I think I just ran it through so many times that it hurt it. The plaid one was fine. The other one was not. So I'll go ahead and stop it, and then I'll share with you what it looks like when you run it through too many times. Okay, you see all that shrapnel on the plate there? That is the die cut because I ran it through so many times, it just cut it out too much. So I'm gonna have to do it again with the paper. So lesson learned, do not run them through too many times when it's something that skinny and thin and everything. First time that's ever happened to me. Okay, so running it through again. This time I'm not going to run it through 3 times. Let's see. There we go. Okay, just 1 time. I was talking about how great the Stampin' Up! Machine is. Die cut machine. And then I ran it through 3 times. Don't do that. It's you can still see because there's so many lines and dots, and you have to take your pick tool to punch, to get all of them out and everything. All right, not done with the die cut machine. We still got to do the stamp, the Mary stamp, and then and die cut it. But we'll go ahead and start assembling these. The glue on that vellum is going to be, I should have had adhesive sheets on that for sure, because it is so thin and everything. But the little thing I use for my glue, which you'll see in just a second, it works for that kind of stuff. So that's really nice. Okay, so here's my little glue bottle. These are great. It's got such a fine tip. You can do the smallest little dots and stuff. It's perfect for stuff like this. The adhesive sheets would have been really nice, but sometimes I don't feel like putting an adhesive sheet on certain paper, especially if I'm not planning on using it a whole lot. Obviously, if I was going to make like 20 of these cards, I definitely would do that, but this is just not that hard just to do the little dots on there. Okay, going through this fast, put it fast. I'm just doing, because it's so like you want glue just about everywhere. So that's what's great for this little bottle is I'm putting it in every different place that that needs it, because you want it all over because it's got to all stick down. Okay, ready to glue these on top of the trees. I'm going to go get some blocks because when you stick them down on there, it's vellum. Vellum does not like to stick that well, and it's you can already tell it's kind of rolled up. So I'm going to put it on my trees and then put some blocks on there and let that glue dry while it's nice and flat. Got my garden green one done right there, and then put the block on it so it'll be nice and flat. That one really curled because there's just not a whole lot there. Vellum is, thinner. All right, so put those on there, let them dry. Okay, so now we're going to glue the two Christmases together. The background with the gold vellum and then the cardstock, and these are on adhesive sheets, so that makes it a little better. Although that multi-purpose glue, the green one, I mean, those work great too. I think when because I didn't use adhesive sheets at all on the blue, on the navy card. So what I did was I put glue on the Christmas, the Night of Navy Christmas, and I just walk away and come back and put it on. So pretty easy. Okay, our Christmases are together. We're going to start assembling all this. We still need to do the Mary. The trees look good. They look nice and flat and glued down. Looks like they're on there good, so that's good. Vellum is sometimes a little hard to work with, but aren't those cute? And look at them compared to this first card. I did the different overlays for each one. So, okay, so here we go. We'll start with the red because the green is going to be different. Put the tree at the bottom. The Christmas goes somewhat a little underneath the tree. Okay, so right at the bottom. And then the Christmas, it is on vellum, but because it has that cardstock on the front of it, I don't worry about the glue showing. If you're a crafter, you know gluing vellum is hard because you will see the glue. The best thing for vellum, if you're doing like a full sheet of vellum, is use the adhesive sheets because you don't see that. All right, so there's Christmas. All right, let's stamp our Mary. I want to get everything put together before I start doing the green card. So the Mary is part of the peaceful season, and we're going to do it with Versamark and gold embossing powder, and then we're going to die cut it with one of the peaceful seasons dies. There are trees in the peaceful, what is it, peaceful evergreen? I'm going to look it up. There's the peaceful season and there's peaceful evergreens. I was right. There are dies, there are Christmas tree dies in those too, but I just started off with the decorative dies. Just kind of liked the fun look about them. All right, so got garden green and cherry cobbler, and there's the die we're using. So just want to make sure that this will fit on that paper. Okay. I'm going to use my embossing buddy. Have to use that. Love that thing. The one I'm using right now, if you see the bag that it's in, it's like from 10 years ago. They last forever. You buy one, they last forever. I have two because I ordered the new embossing kit thing, and it comes with one, so I have two, but I mean, I still use the one that I probably bought. God, I mean, I've been a demonstrator since 2008, so maybe I bought it like right around then. A long time ago, 16 years. All right. Okay, so we're going to get the heat tool and heat that up, and then we're going to die cut it. Again, since I'm talking after I made this video, I made a mistake on the red, so I had to do it again. My tape to hold down the die should have been thrown away because it wasn't that sticky anymore, and so it didn't die cut correctly, so I had to do it again. But not something you guys need to see. Okay, we've got it all here, ready to go. Just got to add some ribbon. The red one's the same as the blue, obviously except for the color, but the layout's the same. And the green one is just going to be landscape. I did many dimensionals on the Mary, just because it's the same color as what's behind it, the countryside die cut, so I wanted it to stick out a little because it's the same color. This is the ribbon that I used on the blue. It's the Night of Navy and Gold glitter. It came from the Nativity one they had last year. That's the only thing they kept. I loved that paper. I love the stamps. I love the dies. All those were gone, but the ribbon stayed. And so obviously this is all red. I think the Night of Navy would actually look kind of cool, but I have a different kind of ribbon that I'm going to use on these two. Okay, and this is, what is it called? It's iridescent, oh, actually, sorry. We're putting these gold textured adhesive dots on each edge of the ribbon that it's on, the die cut. It gives it a little pop too, helps since it's the same color. So this is the, what is it called? Iridescent striped ribbon. Striped trim. And it's white, and the stripes are iridescent, so that would be perfect with any color. So I'm gonna use that. I'll use it on both the cherry cobbler and the garden green. Just put a glue dot behind it. And the edges of the ribbon, I just kind of tuck that behind the Mary die cut up there at the top. It's another reason why to have it on dimensionals. It sticks up a little, so you can put that behind it so it doesn't cover up the Mary stamp. Okay. pretty easy. These card bases and envelopes just make it so easy for the base of your card. And I really like that it's a bigger size, and I love that it comes with an envelope, so you don't have to worry about that. All right, let's work on the green. I'm gonna have to do it long ways, that way, obviously, because it will hang over the edges if we did it vertical. Christmas is gonna have to go over the tree a little bit. There's not enough room to, I'm gonna tell you, because obviously these are already done, I kind of like the green one the best. So it goes to show that start off with one and then you make another one a little different. You could do these vertical like that, but I preferred all the color and the gold to be on the bottom. So that's why I did it landscape. But you could do the green ones, you could do them vertical, portrait size, and you could do the other ones landscape. So then the color would be on the side. Obviously, for this card, I want it equal on the bottom. If you had some sort of other layout or something, maybe if it being on the side might work. Okay, gluing down that Christmas. It does hang over the tree a little bit. And then dimensionals on the Mary. And we'll do the same ribbon on this one. Do some of that gold dots on that as well. Those gold dots are part of the Peaceful Season, Peaceful Evergreen that has really the most beautiful paper. And my Advent calendar that I keep talking about, not the blue and green one that I already did. This one's totally different, and it's using all that stuff. There's real red and gold ribbon. I thought of that, but because it's cherry cobbler, it just didn't work right. And I have another silver one that has, white one that has silver in it. And since this is all gold, although silver and gold go great together, I just decided to use the iridescent one. We have a couple gold ribbon, like skinny ribbon, that would work too, but I wanted them to be kind of big. I want it to be wider ribbon. I'm trying to clean up my table here while I'm doing the voiceover on this video. I realized right when I ended it that I had it muted the whole time, and I just walked away, did not even come back in here for the rest of the day. I wasn't upset as I thought I would be, and I thought, well, I'll try a voiceover. This is my first time, so it's a lot more work. I'll make sure. Look at that. Isn't that cute? Love it. So hopefully I won't ever have that happen again, because I'd rather not have to do a voiceover. But iMovie does a really good job of making it pretty easy. Okay, so there's our cards all put together. Isn't that cute? I love these. They're just really, I mean, that like I said, those card bases just really add a lot to it. Really, really, really pretty. Okay, so here's the ones that we did with the blue and the silver. Have a couple of ideas for those. But what I'm going to share with you now is some of the new online stuff. As demonstrators, we were able to order it now, but it will be available to everybody November 1st. I didn't order all of it, but I ordered some of it. So here's the Hearts of Elegance, stamps, dies, and it also, there's a suite, and it comes with paper. I'm getting ready to show you that. Some paper, some embellishments, some ribbon, and another thing. I love the embellishments. Those are heart, that's my tongue. Those are heart sequins. The paper, oh my gosh. I mean, take a look at this. This stuff is gorgeous. I mean, really, so many things you could do with it. I mean, you could probably even use some of that for Christmas. I mean, because it's red. But obviously this is meant for Valentine's Day. So some really pretty paper. Just really, really, I love that marbled kind of paper like that. I've already made one card with it, and I did it with crayons, so you'll see it in a second. There's these gift bags. There's 2 different sizes of those in there, and that would be so cool if you die cut some hearts with that paper and stuck it on there, put some sequins on there. It would be a really cute Valentine gift bag. And then there is the classic wedding. I loved the car. I don't know a lot of people getting married, really anybody getting married right now, but I thought of other ideas to use that. I think that car would be really great for man cards and stuff. So I'm excited about that. I like it. And it would be great for wedding cards too, or engagement or something. And then this one, the umbrella days. I look at the little doggy. I mean, it's got a grass dye. That paper that I just, the one with the blue and the silver, I have an idea to use some of that on that. It can look like rain. So really cool. Oh, and here's some silver and gold brushed 12 by 12 paper. I love metallic paper. I love glimmer paper. Anytime they have it, I buy it. I love it. It's really, really pretty. Tons of ideas for that. And now I'm going to show you the cards that I've done with the crayons. Alright, so Halloween. That was with the glitter crayons. Purple, orange, purple and orange, I think. It's all I did, purple and orange. Isn't that cool? And then that one, I love that one. Oh, my dog. Season's Greatest, that's a snowman. I did green, blue, and yellow glitter crayons on that one. So I'll share that card soon. Okay, that one, same decorative dies, and that's and I use a lot of crayons on that. Those are metallic. That was the red and gold. So a lot of crayon on that one. This one is one of my favorites. It looks like a graffiti almost. And I just used some of the blue glitter ones on there. And then there's that from the New Hearts thing. And I did the whole background with gold and red metallic. And I used just about everything on there. I used the ribbon, I used the heart sequins, I used the paper, I used the dies, I used the stamps. Not the gift bags, but everything else. Alright guys, sorry if you were watching my live and you could not hear me. So I'm creating this. It will be on YouTube, and I'll put a link to it and everything on Facebook. I'm really sorry for that, and hopefully that will never happen again. Y'all have a good day.